But what is renewable energy? How does it work? And how will it impact our everyday life? Renewable energy, also known as renewables, is energy that comes from a source that won't run out, because it's replenished faster than it's consumed. Renewables use natural sources of power to generate electricity by harnessing the energy of the sun, wind, or tides. This could also come from the burning of organic materials, such as plant matter or waste from animals or food. Renewables are self-replenishing, as their production only relies on Earth's weather patterns and natural ecosystem, rather than the intensive drilling or mining that's used to extract fossil fuels. Fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas are non-renewable, as they're made from the fossilized buried remains of plants and animals that take millions of years to form. And, according to scientists, they're liable to run out this century if we keep consuming them at the current rate. How do renewable energy sources work? The most common renewables globally are wind, solar, hydroelectric, bioenergy, and geothermal. These generate electricity in different ways. Solar panels work by converting the light radiation from the sun to electricity through a reaction inside silicon layers within the solar panel. This reaction is called a photoelectric effect, where photons of light are absorbed and then electrons are released. The free electrons are captured, resulting in an electric current that can be used as electricity. Wind power generates electricity via movement. On- and offshore wind farms use the wind to rotate a turbine's rotor blades, and the rotor connects to an electricity generator. The larger the rotor, the more wind energy it can capture to be converted to electricity. As the wind is stronger offshore, wind turbines located at sea have proven to be more efficient as compared to the onshore turbines. But onshore wind turbines are easier to construct. Hydropower is similar to wind power. Water released from a reservoir flows through a turbine, spinning it, which in turn activates a generator to produce electricity. The power extracted from the water depends on the volume and on the difference in height between the source and the water's outflow. Bioenergy is a little different. Bioenergy refers to electricity and gas that's generated from organic matter, known as biomass. Examples of biomass can include plants, timber, agricultural and food waste, and even sewage. There are two types of biomass, dry and wet. Dry biomass, such as wood pellets, are burnt in boilers or furnaces, and wet biomass, like food waste, are put into sealed tanks where they rot and produce methane gas, also called biogas. This gas can then be captured and burnt. The heat from burning either biogas or dry biomass boils water and creates steam, which drives a turbine to generate electricity. Lastly, there's geothermal energy. Its method is to tap into underground reservoirs of steam and hot water. This means drilling underground wells of up to a mile deep, and then harnessing the heat to drive turbines that are connected to generators to produce electricity. Why is renewable energy important? Renewable energy is at the heart of the climate challenge. Fossil fuels have been the world's main energy source since the Industrial Revolution, and over 80% of the global energy system still uses them. When burned, fossil fuels produce large amounts of greenhouse gases, notably carbon dioxide and methane, which trap heat in the atmosphere. This is one of the main reasons why global temperatures have risen by approximately 1.1 degrees Celsius, compared with the Earth's average between 1850 and 1900. Rising temperatures have contributed to an increase in the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, including heat waves, droughts, and heavier rainfall. Wildfires and floods have already seen millions of people lose their homes, and animals lose their lives. It's predicted that in 2023, droughts could see UK farmers struggle to grow fruit and vegetables. Scientists say temperatures will continue to rise, and these events will get even worse until we reach net zero. This is the point at which the amount of carbon emissions we're removing from the atmosphere is at least equal to what we're adding. To achieve net zero, experts say world leaders must rapidly transfer to renewable energy, which produces little to no emissions.
Everything you need to know about biofuels. Have you heard of biofuels? Biofuels are fuels that are created from organic material, biomass, either directly or indirectly. Organic materials can include those that come from plants or even animal waste. Biofuels are what provide us with bioenergy, which takes care of around 10% of the world's energy needs, and they can be in the form of either a liquid, solid, or a gas. What exactly are the materials that biofuels can be created from? Due to the updates in current technology, biofuels can be extracted from a variety of materials, waste, wood, or crops, for instance. There are both primary and secondary biofuels. The difference is that primary biofuels come from organic materials that is used in its natural form, such as firewood, wood chips, or pellets, but secondary biofuels come from organic material that is processed, such as bio-oil, ethanol, or biodiesel. What are each of these different types used for? The primary biofuels are mostly for cooking, heating, and electricity, while secondary biofuels are often used for motor vehicles and large-scale manufacturing. The secondary biofuels, ethanol and biodiesel, are actually known as liquid biofuels. Ethanol is a type of alcohol that can be produced with the use of any feedstock, raw material used as fuel in manufacturing, that is high in sugar, e.g. sugarcane, or starch, e.g. wheat. Biodiesel is produced through a process called transesterification from either vegetable oils, animal fats, or used cooking oils. Transesterification is a process that converts oils and fats into renewable energy. What else is there to know about biofuels? First-generation biofuels are those that come from biomass that can double as a source of food. Ethanol, for example, is often produced from the fermentation of C6 sugars, such as glucose, using yeast strains that are either GMO or classical. Second-generation biofuels are derived from non-edible biomass, e.g. wheat straw or corn husks, and they are also referred to as advanced biofuels. Their name comes from the fact that they are made up of unique feedstocks that require alternative extraction technologies. Plant matter is made up partly of these second-generation biofuels, and also the organic compound cellulose. Ethanol can be produced from cellulose in a couple of different ways, one being enzymatic hydrolysis. During this process, glucose molecules are broken down into glucose monomers, which are then turned into ethanol. The processes that take place in regards to biofuels help us generate gases to help us carry out things that we do every day. For instance, sometimes solid biomass needs to be converted into gas via a process called gasification. Gasification essentially turns solid organic materials such as wood into gas that we can use. We need this process for important things such as the generation of electricity and the creation of gasoline and diesel fuel. Other processes that can be used to create second-generation biofuels include pyrolysis, heating an organic material without oxygen, and direct combustion. Biomass is burned in open air or in excess amounts of air. We've heard a lot about all of the great uses of biofuels, but what are the downsides? The use of liquid biofuels also comes with some disadvantages, such as cost, industrial pollution, and global warming. The demand for these biofuels increases each day, and they are extremely expensive to produce in our current market. Not to mention, production increases our carbon footprint and contributes to pollution. Biofuels are meant to be better for the environment. However, the production process for liquid biofuels reverses this due to the fact that large amounts of both water and oil are needed. Adding to that, the burning of liquid biofuels produces carbon dioxide, which is a major contributor to global warming. Despite their positives, liquid biofuels also leave quite a negative impression on our environment with their emissions. As with biofuels, even though something may appear to be environmentally friendly on the outside, it's important to look at it from all angles. This is why it's so important for society to continue exploring other possible solutions for electricity and fuel that don't contribute to global warming and pollution.